Okay, hi guys. Today we're going to be making plastic mats using a cardboard loom. Okay, remember this week we're upcycling and reusing materials that would have normally gone in the trash. So I used my rectangle cardboard piece and I'm going to cut slits in it so I can put in my weaving material. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put my thumb on the edge. And so each cut needs to be the width of my thumb and up to the top of my thumb. So I'm going to cut. Please make sure you don't cut your thumb when you're doing this. Okay, so I have one cut. Then I'm going to put my thumb back, eyeball it, make sure it's the right width, and I'm going to cut up to the top of my thumb. Okay. I do the same two more times. And I should have 1 tab, 2 tabs, 3 tabs, 4 tabs, and 5 tabs. Okay? So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts. And then I take the opposite side, so I flip it over, and see my cuts are up here. I'm going to make the same cuts on the bottom. So you have your thumb, measure your thumb width, and then you're going to cut up to the top of your thumb. Okay? Please don't cut your thumbs. Alright. We're trying to match the lines from the top to the bottom. Okay? Then I take my next thumb and I make the second cut up to the top, and then I do the third and the fourth cut. So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs and 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts. Okay? So you say, Miss Maine, what are you going to make the strips out of so that you can weave? Well, remember we're upcycling, and in the story, the Rainbow Weaver, she uses plastic bags that she finds on the ground. So if you have plastic bags at home, this would be a great activity for you to use. So here's my plastic bag. Now I want to leave it closed, so flattened. Okay, so it looks like this. It's much easier to cut the plastic bag if it's flattened already. And you want to cut about 2 thumbs width for each tab. Okay? Alright. You're going to cut straight up the plastic bag, just like this. Alright. Keep cutting till you get to the top. Now, you're going to have this really, really long strip. You see how it's doubled? Okay, we don't need it like that. What we're going to do is wherever it's connected, we're going to cut right across so you have 2 separate strings. So I make sure that my bottom is measured the same string length. And then I'm going to cut at the top. And I'm going to go across. And lo and behold, I have 2 separate pieces of plastic. So you're like, what are we going to do? So what you do is you take your loom and you're going to place the plastic strip in the slots, one on each side. So they're parallel to each other, just like this. Okay, and then I put it on the other side, just like this. Now, what I'm going to do on the back is I'm going to tie both sides of the strip together so they stay. Okay? Alright, so it looks like this. And you're going to do that for all 4 of your cuts. Okay, so we have 1 cut, 2 cut, 3 cut, 4 cut. you're going to place the string in between the tabs on the slices, and you're going to then tie it on the back. Okay? The side with the ties is the back of your loom. It'll be the back of your mat as well. Alright? There we go. I'll let you get tying. Be right back. Once you get all 4 ties tied onto your cardboard piece, and see, this is the back and they're all tied together, you're going to get another strips, and you want to tie it onto the weft. So this is your weft, and you're going to tie the string onto the first weft so it can't come loose. Alright, just like this. There we go. So you see how it's tied on there? Okay, just a little knot. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go take this and go under the first strip, over the second strip. Okay, so your string will look like this. So it's tied, and then it goes under, over, under. And then because we want to go to the reverse, you just take the same strip and you go over the first string and under the second string, and you follow the same pattern of over, under, and then under, over, over. Okay? Okay. So it's going to look like that. Try to make sure that your string doesn't pull and it's even. Okay. So I know that I'm going to run out of string for the second one. So I get another strip that I cut off my plastic bag, and I'm just going to tie them together. Okay. Just going to tie the knot to the first string that I had. Okay. Just like this. You see how long it is now? And I'm going to continue the weaving process. If I was under, now I'm going to go over, under. I'm going to go under, over, under. I'm going to make sure that I keep weaving, and it looks like this. And I'm going to continue. So next one, I'm going to flip it back around from the bottom, and I'm going to go over, under, over, under. So it's starting to make a mat. Okay, if you have prettier plastic bags at home, this will certainly look very nice with colored plastic bags as well. We'll be right back. Alright everybody, so we're back. So once you have all of your wefts in, you're going to, here's my loose piece of weft, or string, I'm going to tie it to the weft at the end. Just make a little knot. Okay, there we go. It might be slightly tricky. And here's my little mat. Alright, and we'll be right back. Enjoy! Hey everybody, so once you have your string tied off at the end of the weft, what you're going to do to get your mat off your loom, you're going to fold in the little tabs, and very carefully you're going to fold in the little tabs and pull the loop from the back around, and so they come off just like this. Okay, and then you continue to do that for each one, pulling the plastic loops off the back one at a time. Okay. Alright, so you gotta continue on to do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this is what you're left with if you take it off your loom and you see the strings are in the back. So if you'd like, you can leave it like this and have it as a hanging mat. Or what you can do is you can take these strings and tape them to the back of the mat. Okay? And we'll be back in just a second. Guys, alright, I'm back with my tape. Now you can just use regular scotch tape. I just didn't have any available at the moment. And so I'm going to tape the strings to the back of my mat. Just a little bit strings to the back of my mat to make sure that everything's secure. There we go. Okay. So my mat ends up looking like this. And if you make a bigger loom, then your mat will definitely be bigger. So depending on the size of the loom and how closely you push together the wefts, or the strings on top of the wefts, is how small or how large or how tight or how loose your mat will be. Okay, and if I wanted to just cut off the little ends that are already tied, like the edges of the ends, I can just take my scissors and make sure not to cut the knot, but just cut where after the knot is done, just cut it right there so you can take off some of the edges that are floating. And so you have a more uniform mat. And there you go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you have a great day. Thank you for upcycling with me. Bye.